Hi everyone. First of all, hope that you're all doing okay. It is Saturday, so I hope that you're having a nice relaxing weekend. I don't know. It's like as if I've got an ad here. That's so funny. I just wiped my eyes earlier. If this video is going to work, but I'm going to try my best because I have tried to video so many times this week and it's all failed. So I don't know if this is going to work either. Fingers crossed, because I can't keep doing this. So about a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago now, I started my first protocol with Jeremy. So if you don't know who Jeremy is, Jeremy from Beyond Sjogren's, I'll put a video with a link of my interview with him. But for my subscribers, you would know who he is, and I have decided to get him to help me with my Sjogren's and my chronic fatigue. I guess they're interlinked. I didn't even talk about the process of that. So the process of that was I had a half an hour free consultation with him where I got to tell him what my problems were, what my main issues were, what I would like help with, to see if he could help me, to also see what he was like, and if I believed in him, trusted him, if what he did made sense, you know, all that kind of stuff. And when I had that half an hour consultation, I think it was after that I did the interview with him, because I thought he was great. Then it took maybe a week, 2 weeks, I can't remember, where he and I had our first proper session. And so what he did was, before the session, he sends an email with some forms to fill in. One was my medical records, a 3-day food diary. Basically, I think it was a food diary, but it also, I mean, it was definitely a food diary, but also in that, I think he may have talked about my sleep. He definitely did in one of the forms. So about sleep, about bowel regularity, about stress, I think a lot of things. So it was great, because it's just not about one part of you, it's like the whole of you. So he asked some questions, asked for a 3-day food diary. He also asked me to get my GP to send my medical records to him. And so once he had all that information, then we had our appointment, and he asked me more questions, also about like what supplements I take, what works, what doesn't, all that kind of stuff. He asked me more questions in that, I think it was about an hour long, I can't remember. And he just got every single detail he could about me, my lifestyle, my health, everything. And then he said he would come back a week later and give me my first protocol. So a week later, he told me what supplements I should be taking, what changes I should make to my food, and what tests I should take. So this was about nearly 2 weeks ago. I was able to change my food instantly, or there was some things I had to wait for, so a day or two. And I was really good in the first week, but right now I'm not as good, but I'm still putting things in that I wouldn't normally. But because I have to wait till the end of the month to get paid, I'm always a little bit short. But funny enough, I mean, a lot of the things that he has said are quite cheap. So it's been good. It's been okay. I just haven't been like 100% with it, but I have still been so much better. So when I started that with 100%, honestly, within a day or two, I really felt that my body was balancing well. And with the supplements, again, I have to wait till the end of the month to take all the supplements that he recommended, apart from one, because I already had the one. Looking around if I've got it with me. But anyway, and that one was magnesium malate. Now, you all know how much I went on about how my magnesium baths were helping me. So when he said that, I was like, great, because I had it at home, but I just didn't know, you know, should I be using it? Should I not? Yeah, I just wanted to wait for him. So that was good. So I started taking the magnesium malate straight away. And then I had a really bad cold, and I had like a chesty cough and everything the day before our consultation. So before I made any changes. So I was ill with a cold and I felt I had an infection. Anyway, the point is that even though I was ill, I started feeling very strong in my body. And I remember walking to the doctors, and I was walking and I felt very strong when I was walking. And I kept saying to myself, like, I'm feeling good. If it wasn't for this cold, I think I'm feeling better. And I had a video ready to post, which was one day I went to Regent's Park. I just felt great. I woke up and I just went out to Regent's Park, and then I kept getting a temperature with this. So then I felt the temperature. I came home and rested a bit, but then I went out and saw a friend for coffee, and then I came back and I had so much energy. Actually, I'll talk a little bit about that because that evening was quite important. What is my point? My point is that even though I had this cold, I was able to do that much. Where normally if I have a cold, I will crash, or I will have to stay in bed, and I will crash, and I will be tired for a long time. My fatigue would get worse, all that kind of stuff. So I noticed that wasn't happening. And basically, long story short, I have no fatigue. My fatigue has gone. And I was hesitant on doing a video now because I wanted to wait 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. Of course I can't keep that away from you guys. But the whole point is that you're following my journey, and how could I keep that? But the reason why I wanted to keep it was because a year ago, was it last spring, when I took thiamine and my energy came back for about, I think it was 3 months, maybe it was 2 months. And then it got bad. And then I did this big video about how thiamine helped me, and then it didn't. My point is, I didn't want to talk about me not having fatigue so early on. But when I let Jeremy know, he asked if I could do a video for him so that the people that watch him can see that how quickly a change could happen. He had told me in the past that quick changes have happened for some people, not all at all. A lot of people it takes a lot longer, but for some people it does happen quickly. You never know, right? But how I feel now, I can tell you that this feels different from every other time. So with the thiamine, that kind of proved that there was something going on with my mitochondria, which is where energy is, they make energy. So that's why it worked. Now, why it didn't continue working is because that's just one little factor in my whole self, right? So now it's interesting that the magnesium kept working, the bath magnesium, because again, that has to do with energy. So what I'm trying to say is that the fact that the thiamine didn't work long term doesn't mean that this protocol is not going to work, because it's not just about me taking the magnesium tablets. It's also the change of diet. It's also a lot of mental things that I've been doing that I never talk about on here, because I don't want to talk about something that isn't really science-based. It isn't really, I did once talk about, when I talked about my non-negotiables, but I didn't talk so much about affirmations, about mental attitude, about social media, about so many things. And if you would like a video on that, please let me know in the comments, because I won't make it otherwise. But I do feel like it's one of the most important steps at the beginning. I think it is a very important step about believing that you are going to get better. Now, how much better? I'm not saying you're going to get cured or you're going to get, but you can get better. Definitely. Everybody can get a bit better than what they are, for sure. And with Jeremy, I knew that I was going to be healthier no matter what. Whether it didn't help, because you just never know what is causing what. So I thought, even if my fatigue doesn't get better, I know that I would have done my best to be the healthiest person I can be. So yeah, so he just asked me to just explain a few things, and I did. And he's going to post that on his YouTube channel. I didn't even know he had a YouTube channel. I'll put all his links below, and so you can see that video of me talking about how within seriously 5 to 7 days I don't no longer have fatigue. Now, there's a lot more to do, and there's a lot more to help sustain this, and there's a lot more to support. I still haven't done, I mean, I think there's about 5 other supplements, and all of them have other things within them that I have to start taking from the end of the month. So I have that. He did say now that this has happened, I don't need to take certain tests. So I think I'm only going to be taking one of the 3 or 4 tests that were recommended. I think I am going to post this. This does seem more clear because the first one was me having a nervous breakdown about having too much energy. And then the second one was after his interview yesterday. Yeah, so basically what's happened, and he said to me that now that I have this energy, for me, I mean, these are the kind of things, when the interview comes out, you'll see, but I don't know when that's coming out, so I might as well tell you, like, things that have changed. I just told you about that day. Also, I am talking a lot more. I noticed that when I was talking to a friend yesterday. And then the other day, when I was walking, I noticed that I actually ran when the lights were going to change, whereas normally I would have to stand, even if it's like halfway, I would have to stand and wait because I'd be like, there's no way I can walk this, let alone run it. I ran for the bus the other day. I do feel like I need to I want to go out. I'm stuck in this little studio, whereas before when I wasn't well and when I had fatigue, this little studio was perfect. What was I doing? Sitting and lying down, and you know, now I want to walk, I want to stand. But he said, look, whatever you want to do, take 20% off because you don't want to stop, you don't want to crash. It's definitely early days and I have to be careful. So yesterday I was making a plan, a schedule of how my life is going to look for the moment. It's going to keep changing, but for the moment, and how I'm going to use my energy. Basically, I'm going to use my energy, half of it, to make more energy by doing a little bit of exercise, really minutiae, because I couldn't do anything before. This is another thing I was saying. Like before, if I raised my arms, that would fatigue me. And now I can raise my arms and I am not getting fatigued. Before I'd have to sit on a stool to wash my dishes, prep my food, put my makeup on, brush my teeth sometimes. And I noticed I didn't have to do that. My body is not used to all this energy, and of course it's going to get tired. It hasn't moved that much. So I do have to pace myself. I'm going to use half of my energy to make more energy, do all the things that will make more energy for me. And the other half of my energy, I'm just going to do like very little things. Like I've decided to start a class, hopefully in a month's time. I still want to get my balance right and everything. There's a place near me that does classes and I'm going to take a class. I study a language, so maybe I'll go do that there. You know, that kind of thing. Actually, with the languages, they do that on Zoom. So it would be doing it on Zoom, which sounds like, well, big deal. I'm sitting at my desk on Zoom. But, you know, I couldn't do that before. So I will definitely keep you informed with everything that I do. But I feel like I want to maybe do a bit of something and then tell you. I would just hate to start going on about something and it not working and you guys trying it. I don't think you will. Hopefully you will just, I don't know. It depends, I guess, what it is, right?